Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley sneak peek preview. Don't have any Hot Wheels designers with me, so I'm doing all the talking today, but I do have sneaks sent to me by Leeway. Leeway is, hopefully, as you know, one of the graphic designers, been there for a while at Mattel, and he's been great. Every few months, he packs up some of the designs he's worked on, throws them in a baggie, sends them on over for me to show to you. So I know the background on some of these, not on all of these, so we're going to work through them. But some of these we saw when we did our little showcase with Andres from St. Louis at the Hot Wheels convention. But he did show this one. I think this is the final Super Treasure Hunt of 2020. What year are we in? 2025, right? This is the Ford RS200 Golf Super Treasure Hunt, which is fabulous. I love the wheels on this one. But what I did come, and I don't know if, I'm sure in some sneaks and stuff or in some leaks it's been seen, but this is the regular version of that car. So regular version's already cool. The Super Treasure Hunt is obviously super cool. I thought as a little like mini car show, I would pull out all of the Golf Super Treasure Hunts and just create a little car show right here. So we'll just go ahead and do that right now before we get to the sneak peeks, because it's kind of fun to see these together. I'm in the agreement. I think Golf gets overplayed a little bit. I don't mind Golf models being in the mainline and stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, because it is a pretty iconic livery. I think this is the first Golf Super Treasure Hunt. I could be wrong in the timing, but we'll work through them. Well, this isn't a Super Treasure Hunt. This is the regular one. This is the Ford GT40, obviously. And the Super Treasure Hunt is this Spectraflame. I mean, they've done some RLC Spectraflame Golf models, including this casting, which is pretty cool. But these Super Treasure Hunts actually end up being pretty awesome. I think that was the first one. I think this was the second one. What is this one called? This is it's the Oval King or something like that. Obviously a racing car. Do I have one here? Is it? No, I don't. I was thinking I have one in the sneak peeks, but this is I think it's called the Oval King, but it's obviously an Indy race car. In Golf livery, number 33. And then the Super Treasure Hunt was pretty sweet too, in Golf livery with the 4-spoke wheels, which may or may not be appropriate for a car like this, but still looks cool. So they did this Golf version of that. We'll put that right there. I think next was the Porsche, which is pretty nice. The 356 Outlaw right there with the disc rims or arrow style rims, whatever you want to call them. This one looked nice in the Golf livery. The Outlaw, I'll put that, I might as well, now I'll put it right here. And then here's the Porsche. Found this one actually in a dump bin, and the card was mangled. I still think I have it and on the mangled card, but this one is nice. The Spectraflame, I think one of the reasons I say Golf seems to be a little overplayed. I get that, and I'm part of that opinion. But I think his Super Treasure Hunts are actually pretty cool because they can play with that Spectraflame light blue, and I think it really comes out kind of cool. I think the next one was the Glory Chaser, done in kind of a cool, it's kind of a retro race car, and I think this one it's actually a really cool casting. I wish it was licensed in some way. I guess you could see this one as like a Ferrari moving forward. You could see maybe a Ferrari version of this car being done. I'll put that one right there. And there's the Golf version of that one, also with the orange 4 spokes, which looks nice. I actually think that's a really nice Super and this actually, you put the Golf livery on an unlicensed car, it makes it a little bit more appealing. And then the final one before the RS200, and like I said, I may have this mixed up just a little bit, but I know Leeway did the graphics on this one. This is the 32 Ford, right? In Golf livery, which actually looks really cool, I think, and the Golf there on the top is pretty sweet. So we'll put that one, well, no, let's see, how do we have this organized? We'll put that one right there, and there is the Super Treasure Hunt with the deep dish steelies, which looks awesome in orange. And they did a black chrome on the engine too, which looks nice. So you can see I don't know if you can't see the comparison, but there's a little mini car show for you. I don't do Golf that often as a car show, but I don't know if I've done a lot of Golf themed, but a lot of you guys collect it. So there's a little mini one. Those are all of the Super Treasure Hunts, and obviously if you've got them all, look forward to hopefully finding the RS200, which, I mean, if I'm ranking these as my favorites, I think I might actually put the RS200 as number 1 now. It just seems the most appropriate. It's got the racing livery on it. I think it's pretty awesome. All right, let's get on with the sneaks, see if we can't fill up the rest of this. I've got them in several categories, so why don't we just start with the motorcycles. Most of these are going to be recolors because Leeway does graphics. I don't know if I've got any new models, but we'll just see what we've got. I think you'll like some of these a lot. Okay, so I can't tell you which one this is. If this is a Ducati, well, it's a Triumph, and it's a regular treasure hunt. Didn't even notice that. Just until now, I just looked at it, and there's your regular treasure hunt there on the back seat. It says Triumph on the racer's uniform. By the way, that little code right there, those are the FEP codes. They're internal. That's That's, like I said, it came from Mattel and Leeway. So this is a regular treasure hunt. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know if any of these are going into 2026. This is off camera, and I'm sorry about that. But the other ones will fill up. Here's one of the Hondas. I think we saw this one in the sneak peeks with Andres. I don't think the name is on this one, so I couldn't tell you. But it is a Honda motorcycle. The wheels look pretty cool on this one. I just, I'm not even going to pretend to have interest in these. I mean, I'm always happy that they do them, but it's just not my style. This one is also a Honda motorcycle, and it's coming out. Again, I couldn't tell you if it's a recolor or not because I just don't pay attention. So I'm really bad about that. You guys can, and I should be better. Then we've got the third Honda, and this is the Moto Campo, right? I think this is in the Honda City Turbo. It's the one that sits in the back, and you can, and as a little box, and then the rider can, open it or extend it. Obviously, you can see how the seat extends. So this is actually, these are cool. I shouldn't undersell them, but I'll put that right there, and then you can see that they're actually parked. I parked them there in our little display. So they're there. I'll put them there. Now you can see them kind of for now. All right. Moving on. Let's go with some Hot Wheels originals, and then we'll kind of move into some of the other things. Again, I'm going to go a little bit blind on these. If they're recolors or original colors, and I believe most of these are going to be in the 2025 line. But here we go. All right, so we start with the Diora. I see there's a Leeway symbol there on the top on the surfboard. This is the Diora 2, white walls. I think this is a recolor, but yeah, it is a Hot Wheels original and in the teal color, and I think that's really cool. I know we've also seen this one. We've seen so many versions of the twin mill. Here's the super twin mill. This time going in that very standard kind of recognizable green graphics, but obviously with this really cool blue trim, and I love that they've done it as kind of a clear trim around that one. So that one looks really cool. I really do like all the variations on the twin mill that we have seen. Maybe not a video for me to do, but Orange Track should do it. Orange Track on his YouTube channel, or as like a blog post showing all of these twin mill versions, and maybe Brad has, because I think that would be kind of cool to see. Two Batmobiles. We already saw this one in the St. Louis sneak peeks. It's the Bat Boat, or whatever it's called. Is it called the Bat Boat? Yeah. 1966. Yeah, 66 Bat Boat, just like the Barrismobile. So we'll put that one right there. And then recolor of the Batmobile. It seems like we get one every year. So here is the recolor in a maroon red. I think we had a kind of a light gray was the first color this year. Do we get the TV Batmobile every year? We might. So I'm going to put that one just over there in the far corner. Okay. I think everything else is licensed. I think. Why don't we do Supercars? All right. So I mentioned in a video that there's a recolor of the Maserati Shamal. I don't know if the Maserati Shamal is considered a supercar, but it is a Maserati. So we have seen red. We have seen a black recolor, and here is the third. So my assumption in blue. So either this is a 2026 original color. I don't think it is. My guess is that this is a store exclusive. This might be like a Kroger or a Dollar Tree, Dollar General exclusive, because usually a third color is either going to be a Zamac or Red Edition or another store exclusive. So unless this is a 2026 color, my assumption is this is going to show up as a store exclusive here pretty soon. But nice to see these. So you got red, black, and this light blue. That's a nice family, and I really dig the choice of this casting and the fact that they've executed it really, really well. It's a unique casting. All right, so there's that. I said I would go more, I don't know if you call that a supercar, but I think you would call this one a supercar, if not a hypercar. We have seen this one. This is the Lamborghini Centenario Roadster. We've seen this one in a lot of multi-packs lately, right? And that might be this one again. So maybe this one is a 10-pack, but I'm not sure. But and maybe it hops into the main line again, but obviously nice and clean in yellow with the yellow lipped rims. You get the taillights on this thing. It looks really, really nice. So we're getting the Lamborghini. Always nice to get those in the main line, but maybe it is. I mean, we've seen several. Is that the one we're seeing as a multi-pack exclusive? Sometimes I get my Lamborghinis mixed up. I'm doing a Lamborghini feature here coming up, so maybe I'll get that all figured out. All right, where are we? Zinger 21C. I think this is a recolor because we've seen the first color pop up. Obviously, we had 3 versions last year, and then we've had one version. I can't remember what color, but we're getting this white version, which is quite clean. I actually like this, especially because you're getting taillights on this one, headlights. Again, a car I don't care much about, but I don't even know why I say that, because we're just doing sneak peeks. You don't care about my opinion. Gordon Murray. Got another Gordon Murray. We've shown a few of these. The GMA T33 in yellow. Again, I think we've seen the silver, right? We've seen, it was silver, and then I know there was another recolor, and I can't remember what it was, but we're getting this yellow color too. So again, I think this is either this might be a store exclusive, or this is going to be a 2026 model, right? But it looks good in yellow, so we'll put that one here in our little supercar section. You don't want my opinion, or maybe you do, but the Aston Martin Valhalla, never liked this casting, and we had a version kind of almost like a paint shifting color, and now we get this recolor in green. This casting leaves a lot to be desired, we'll say that. And something went wrong with this casting. Didn't it pop into premium first, and now it's gone to basic, and it can stay there as a James Bond and everything else. We'll just, I'm going to put it over here on the far side because I like these others a little bit better. But the supercar that I'm most interested in, because I just love this casting, it is a Rio Asada original, and I always liked it. I like it in premium. I like it as a mystery model. I like it as a Zamac. I like every version of this. I am a completist for this casting, and this one looks really good. I'm assuming it's coming to the main line. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I should do a little showcase on these, but here is the Bugatti Chiron in black with orange trim. It's got that number 16. I think this is based on an actual version of the Chiron, right, with the 16 there. We'll find that out, but this looks so cool, and I like it with the 10 spokes. That's the best wheel for it, especially in the basic range. Love this casting. Love it, love it, love it. I should do a little short or something on this one. So I was really excited to see this one in the pile of cars that Leeway sent over, and it looks real. This may be one of the best looking versions of it with the black with the orange trim. So I'll put that one right there in our car show. All right, let's go from supercars right over to, I could say muscle, but we're just going to say Mustangs. I got 3 Mustangs coming up. We've seen I don't remember what the original color, I think it was gray in this one. So here's a recolor of which one is this? It doesn't say. I think this is the 67 Mustang. And the GT, is it the GT? Well, it says the 42060. I can't remember if this is Shelby or not. I think it's the 67. I'm pretty sure. And this one, so it gets recolored in black with the gold trim. That one looks really nice. We'll put that in our we'll make a little muscle car, American car section. Ford Shelby GT350R returns the number 25 on it. I'm assuming this is a mainline version of this car. It's kind of like a little bit of a racing version. It looks nice. Pretty standard. I think this is, I try and imagine this on the pegs in a blister, and it looks like a standard, 4 or 5 year in. All this is a 2015 casting, so 10 year in casting, getting a nice new deco, and that looks nice. Those are not the cars I typically collect, but that one looks really cool. I mean, I usually, my Mustang, again, did you ask? I don't know, but with Mustangs, I usually collect the first edition, and And if it's a couple colors, because it's the most factory-like. And so I have the first editions of that one. I think that's about it, unless it goes to premium. Lastly, this one will go into the pile, the Ford Mustang GTD recolor. Gray, was it like kind of a metal flake gray was the first version. Here it is in blue. I wouldn't call that a metal flake blue, but this one looks awesome with the gold rims. What a cool casting. It's got the full trim on the front and the back with those awesome headlights. It is the Mustang supercar. It is a fantastic casting of a fantastic car. And I think this one looks awesome. And very, very excited to add that one to the collection whenever it comes out, which might be very soon. Some of these might be out now. I know that M cases are starting to arrive in Malaysia. Some of these might be in that pile. All right, where do we go now? Those are the Mustangs. Well, let's just go with some other cool cars. I think we can go, well, partly Euro, partly JDM. This is Euro, very unique. This is a recolor of the VW T3 Custom. I just want to make sure I get the name right. Always the unique brake on this one, the paint brake the way it was designed by Brian. And I know we've already seen this in one color. This is the recolor in yellow with the brown trim. It's kind of a cool color combination. Would love to see that brown highlighted even more, because this, you know, from the era it is, this is actually perfect. So I love that they've mixed this modern, crazy racing van with a bit of a retro design. I think that looks really cool. So that one can go in halfway in the bushes and on the sidewalk. Now popping over, I believe this will be a mystery car, right? With the number 2 like that, it suggests to me that this is the, you know, they do a 1, 2, and 3 of the mystery cars. And so my guess is that this one will be a mystery car. It is the Nissan Fairlady Z, old Junimai casting, right? And pretty dope, pretty standard. And we got J. Lou's logo on this one, so Jimmy Lou is getting a shout out on this one. I believe this will show up as a mystery car with that number 2. That's what it makes me think it is. And then also, I think we already showed this one in St. Louis, but a recolor of the, what they were calling it, something like a Clip, I think, or something like that. But the Porsche, this is the 911 Carrera key fob type model, which is so beautiful, like art. So we've had, I think we've had white with blue trim. Now we get blue with white trim. So this is becoming a pretty cool family of cars. I should have pulled all those out, but I'll do that when that hits the cases. Red, it's a recolor of the red version, right? Already this year. Okay, I got some race cars, and then we'll finish with some trucks. I guess we could add these to our Golf, so maybe I'll make some room here. Here's the first one. Neom on the is the deco on here. It says McLaren as well, but this is the Formula E Gen 3. So licensed, right? Maybe not licensed by McLaren, but they're doing these e-racers, and this one has McLaren brand, Formula E branding, McLaren branding, trendy Udemy, I think is what I'm seeing, and then the gnome. So I'm guessing this is a replica of one of the race cars. So this looks really cool. Love it with the McLaren trim. I don't know enough about these e-racers, and so all I'm going to do is just show it on the turntable and we can come up. But I'm assuming, obviously, this makes sense as a mainline model, and it can go in our little racing section right here. That's a current racer, very much so, because it's an e-racer. Now we can go back to a retro race car and go with the Mazda RX-3 in kind of a retro deco. I'm assuming mainline once again. Toyo tire deco on this one. I see Mazda, pretty clean deco, pretty standard, but you know, obviously this one looks best as like a retro race car. So that one's going to fit in nicely. And then nice to see a recolor of we had the gray Audi 90 Quattro, and now we have a recolor in black. This model's between the 2 first editions and the Super Treasure Hunt last year. Now what we're getting this year, this model's had a nice run. I'd like to see it premium, but this one's looking really, really good. And that one in this black, I like this better than the gray version that was already out. So that's a very, very nice version, recolor of the Audi 90 Quattro. We're going to finish with trucks. One you've seen, one I don't think you have, but I never can keep track of the leaks. This is the GMC Cyclone. Thought it was a red edition. I don't think it is. This is a recolor of the GMC Cyclone coming up. Don't remember what the color was this year. But anyway, that is a recolor in red. We'll put that just right here in the middle next to the Supercars. and everyone's favorite truck casting recolor of the 83 Chevy Silverado. Leeway did it in this awesome light blue with white wall rims, and he put small wheels on it to give it a very cool kind of lowrider look, which I think really is a nice refresh of the casting. And it comes back as a recolor in gunmetal gray with that same kind of trim, but this time gold and black. Gold lipped rims, which looks awesome. This is a fabulous version. I love that light blue version. I like this one as well. This casting is great. There's so many versions, I don't collect them all, but this version from this year, obviously there was the Super Treasure Hunt last year. It's on a good run. It's on a really good run, and this recolor is, I think, super cool. I love the small rims on it. Such a cool choice. But there you go. There's your show. Got yourself a Golf show, got yourself a Supercar show, got yourself a Hot Wheels original show, Mustang show, truck show, racing car show, even a motorcycle show. Let's get those included in here. All these coming up. So look forward to these with all the other sneak peeks that we've done with the Hot Wheels design team. We'll try and get some others. We'll probably take a little bit of a, who knows? I never know what's coming, and I'm always talking to the design team. We'll get into some Matchbox sneaks next month because the gathering is coming up, so that will be fun. So lots to come, right? I never want to promise too much, but then all of a sudden things show up that I love showing. So just keep paying attention. Thanks everybody. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you're looking forward to. Bye.